What's up guys, Walt's How To's and Reviews. Today I wanted to give my testimonial and review on bamboo bed sheets. You might have heard of them and you might be wondering what's all the fuss about, are they good, are they bad, that sort of thing. And initially when somebody recommended bamboo sheets to me, I was thinking, sheets, I don't really care that much about them, it's not that important to me. However, when I did this thought exercise, it shifted my perspective and made me think maybe I really should take a lot of consideration into the bed sheets that I buy. So consider this for a moment. Can you name anything else that is considered healthy to be able to use every single day for 6 to 12 hours a day? I really couldn't think of anything. I was thinking, maybe socks, underwear, but normally you're changing those out every day and you're not going to wash your bed sheets every single day. And I could think of other things that I could use, but maybe that isn't healthy, like a cell phone or something. But every single day and still considered healthy, I couldn't think of anything else but bed sheets. If you can think of something, please let me know and put it down in the comments. I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but there's a lot of people that claim getting a good night's sleep is essential to your health and well-being. So that's what made me think, maybe I should really take a look at bed sheets, which ones I'm buying and which ones are the best. Now I'm going to give my opinion of the bamboo bed sheets. Spoiler, I definitely like them. But I'll also give you the cons, which include a lot of reasons why people really don't like the bamboo bed sheets. And really that comes down to everybody's needs and wants are different. If you live in a climate that's super cold, your needs and wants are going to be different than a climate that's super hot. One's going to want sheets that are warm, the other's going to want sheets that are cold. Some people perspirate more than others. There's just a lot of variables, and just your personal taste is an opinion. So there's no such thing as like the best bed sheet. There's only sheets that do better or worse in different categories. So a good thought exercise, if you're considering if you like bamboo sheets, is think about these characteristics and which are most important to you. Comfort, cooling, breathability, cleanability, wrinkle resistant, moisture absorbent, warming, appearance, durability. I know there's other factors I'm not even mentioning. And there's no shortage of options for you. You've got silk, cotton, linen, polyester, viscose or rayon, doesn't even have to be bamboo, lyocell, microfiber, hemp, wool. And then once you figure out what you want, there's different kinds of weaves and like knitted or sateen or parcel, something like that. Anyway, the point is all those different fabrics are going to be better or worse at different attributes that you may or may not be looking for. So me personally, my number one top priority is comfort. Comfort above all. That's just who I am. I really like to be comfortable. And that's going to play into things like, if I want a cooling bed sheet, I'm going to think a really warm bed sheet is not comfortable. And I live in Colorado. We have 4 seasons. It gets pretty hot in the summer and it's pretty cold in the winter. So I need an all-around just decent sheet that's not too hot, not too warm, breathable, all that kind of stuff. But comfort is the biggest thing for me. And I feel like most people, the traditional story that's been told and what I always just thought to be true was high thread count, Egyptian or Pima cotton is the most comfortable bed sheet, and it does well enough in other areas, and that's just kind of my go-to bed sheet. And the really nice cotton ones, they can actually get pretty pricey. Nowadays you can buy them online on Amazon, which is great because sometimes you go into a store, they want like hundreds of dollars for these sheets, which just really never made sense to me. And when I actually felt them, I didn't notice much of a difference than a good economical high thread count Egyptian cotton online. It was actually my parents that told me about bamboo bed sheets, and they said it was a game changer for them, and it was just amazing how comfortable they were. So I tried them out, and yes, I've slept on bamboo sheets since 2015, and I'm not going to go back. So let me explain why. I'm going to go over the pros, and then let me go over the cons. There's actually a lot of people who don't like bamboo sheets, and they're for these specific reasons, and you'll really notice it if you look at like online reviews. The people that don't like the bamboo sheets, normally, not all, but normally it's because of some of the attributes that the bamboo sheets really don't have. But like I said, comfort, I've never slept on a more comfortable bed sheet than bamboo. If you know of a more comfortable one, please let me know in the comments. I was thinking when I was making this video, I guess I really haven't slept on a high-end silk sheet, so maybe those are more comfortable. I'm sure they're more expensive, but as far as I know, bamboo is the most comfortable bed sheet that I've ever slept on. The other thing is, it's very similar to cotton in terms of it's breathable, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. Now, the differences from cotton may be where a lot of people dislike bamboo. And it's definitely not wrinkle resistant. They're gonna wrinkle really bad. They're not very durable. they're not like undurable. I've had my bamboo sheets. I went through my Amazon account and noticed I ordered 3 different kinds, all in 2015. We haven't ordered new ones since. And I think we have 5 or 6 sets that we alternate and wash. But I do notice that the cotton sheets definitely outlast bamboo. So bamboo will start to like possibly pill a little bit over time. It definitely like holds stains more. I don't think it's as cleanable, and it's definitely not as wrinkle resistant as cotton. So if durability, appearance, that sort of thing is important to you, maybe you have kids and you're constantly washing their sheets and you want it to look nice, and you know, you don't want it to get stained and that kind of thing as easily. I totally understand that. That's where, for me, I see a lot of people that dislike bamboo. It's just the whole fact that they don't last as long, they don't look as good. But for me, again, the biggest thing is comfort. Now, when I was making this video, I was really surprised. I had bought 3 different kinds of bamboo sheets back in 2015. I love them, they're great. I went and looked at them, and the reviews, they weren't bad, they were like 4 stars, but I was just surprised to see so many bad reviews. When I really looked at the bad reviews, that's what I noticed is people didn't like, oh, they wrinkle really easily, they didn't last that long, sweated on them, it stained it and it didn't come out, that sort of thing is what I noticed. I did notice one thing with all of them. They said 100% rayon bamboo. And I didn't do a ton of research on this, but from what I could tell, you know, rayon or viscose, probably pronouncing that wrong, basically it's not actual bamboo, you're not sleeping on wood. What they do is a chemical process where they take wood, bamboo, they can actually use other plant life forms, and they make it into a thread, and it's called rayon or rayon, and then the viscose. And a lot of people were saying it's the same thing, it's kind of a marketing thing, and honestly I didn't dive into that too much. But the point is, I noticed one thing. All the ones that I know I liked for sure said 100% rayon bamboo, and for me, those were the most comfortable. Now I noticed there's other bed sheets that are actually way more economical. We're talking $38 for a king size bamboo bed sheet, which shows these aren't like super crazy expensive. But I did notice it doesn't say 100% bamboo rayon, it says bamboo derived rayon blend. So what that tells me is it's not 100% rayon, it's some kind of blend, and since it's bamboo derived, maybe some of the bamboo is involved. But they also said things that the stuff that I bought didn't, like wrinkle free, stain resistant. So it looked like they were mixing and matching like things people don't like about bamboo sheets. They were putting that in there by not having 100% bamboo and mixing in some other stuff. So my guess is they're not going to be as comfortable as the bamboo sheets that I have, but they're also going to offer a lot of the stuff that cotton sheets offer in terms of wrinkle resistant and durability and that sort of thing. And you know, we're talking like 28,000 reviews and like almost 5 stars, so people obviously love them. I just thought that was important to mention because I imagine they're still really soft and great, but it might not be that huge night and day difference between cotton and bamboo. And if you're really looking for that and you're like me and you don't really care about appearance, you know, our comforter covers the sheets, so if they're a little wrinkled, I'm not that worried about it. And my point is, if you're really looking for the most comfortable, I would get one that definitely says 100% bamboo rayon, just because I know from personal experience, I own 3 different kinds. I can't tell the difference between them, and they're all super awesome, comfortable, in my personal opinion. So one thing that I kept going back and forth on is this a pro or a con was price. Because you can go to Walmart and you can get a really cheap, like under $10 bed sheet, polyester or cotton blend, microfiber, that sort of thing. So you could argue that bamboo sheets are really expensive. But when you compare it to, you know, Egyptian 1,000 thread count or 600 thread count, or really like go to Bed Bath & Beyond, look at their nicest cotton sheets, you know, it's, in my opinion, actually cheaper than the high-end cotton or silk sheets. So it's kind of in the middle. And when you look at, you know, good cotton, good bamboo, I would say they're pretty close in price. So for me, it's like they're not actually more expensive than a regular sheet. And back to that thought exercise, I mean, if you spend, I know it might sound crazy to spend like $50 or $100 on a bed sheet, but when you think about it, like I'm gonna use this every single day, it starts to make sense, at least for me. I mean, and you're actually gonna be up against it, feeling it. So let me end with a story. I've been recommending these bamboo sheets because they were such a game changer for me to all my friends. I'm like, man, this was like a crazy revolutionary thing. Like, I won't go back, it's nuts. So I recommended it to really good friends of ours, and they bought the sheets, put it on, they're like, yeah, it's great, I like it. And they didn't say anything too miraculous about it until a couple weeks later, they washed those sheets. and when they washed them, they put on their old cotton, you know, and they had really nice cotton sheets before on their bed. It's in the dryer. They're gonna sleep on those while, you know, they're alternating sheets. They get in bed, they're laying there for like an hour or so, and then they finally realize like this just isn't as comfortable. It's that whole idea, like once you know how comfortable it can be, it's hard to go back. So they literally got out of bed, stripped their bed down, got the bamboo sheets out of the dryer, put it on, and they've never slept on cotton unless they're like traveling or something, again, because that's how nice it was. Now this same couple, they recommended, they got a really nice bamboo comforter and duvet cover. And they recommended, I'm like, oh cool, yeah, I'll try that out. And when I saw the price, I was shocked. It was like $800. And I'm like, I, you know, believe in paying for things you use every day, like couches, TVs, cars, houses, that kind of thing, but that's a little bit steep. But they were really raving about this, and you know, when I thought about it, okay, if this lasts a couple years, we're really talking about less than $1 a day of something I'm gonna use all the time. You know, that's like a cup of coffee, and you get to use it for, again, that whole 6 to 12 hours a day, every day, and maybe it lasts 10 years. So I justified it in my mind, and I'm not saying you should go out and buy this. I'll definitely put the links in the description. It's called Cozy Earth. It's a bamboo comforter, and they have a duvet cover. It's actually $698 for the king size now, about $700, so I think they've come down in price. Or maybe it's on sale or just cheaper through Amazon. And if you have a queen or smaller, I think it's a little bit more cost effective, but not a ton. So we did end up purchasing that, and it is amazing. I have no buyer's remorse. I am very happy with the comforter. Again, it's personal preference and taste. You know, I live in Colorado, so it's not too hot, not too cold. You know, I know weight is a big thing. Like the comforter, it's not heavy, but it's a comforter, so it has weight. It's not like sleeping with a bed sheet, but for me, it's perfect. You know, when my wife and I get in bed, she has said, you know, on multiple occasions, man, we have the most comfortable bed. I'll make a whole nother video on the actual mattress I bought at a later time and stuff, but really it's the sheets that do it. I mean, it is like sleeping in a cloud of bliss. It is amazing. So I would say definitely don't go out and buy this duvet and comforter right off the bat. Buy some cheap bamboo sheets, see if you like it. If it's not for you, totally understand. Get some cheap ones that no harm, no foul. But if you do like it and you're trying to justify in your head, you know, oh, 5 years, it's like X amount of cents a day. It makes sense to get that duvet cover and stuff. Like, let me know if you feel the same way I do, where it's like, this was a really good purchase. I'm happy with it, even though it is super expensive. And I guess, you know, I don't shop much for bed sheets, so I'm sure there's way more expensive stuff out there. But to me, that just seemed like crazy expensive. But like I said, it's been worth every penny, just from what I was used to sleeping on, like cheap Walmart bag in a bed thing for 30 bucks that I used to get. And one last thing I'll mention, you know, when you buy these bed sheets, a lot of them will say wash before you use them. When they're wet, they actually do feel really coarse and rough. That's okay, don't worry about it. When they dry, they do soften up a ton. And I think I remember the instructions saying, like, you know, wash on cold, air dry, that sort of stuff. I wash them normal, just like you would any other bed sheet. Put it in there, full dry it out. Nothing different about it. Didn't really follow the instructions. And I think that's why it does, you know, pill or start to, you know, decay over time, or just not be as like high quality as when it's brand new. But again, I bought these back in 2015. We're still using them today, so obviously they're not that undurable. But I just wanted to, yeah, give that warning. You might pull it out of the washer and be like, what? This is not soft. This is like really rough and like sandpaper. Like, that's normal. It feels that way. Once they're dry, they soften up. They're really, really nice. So yeah, I hope that helps, because I'm sure if you're like me, you're gonna be going about life. Someone's gonna say, hey, bamboo sheets, they're amazing. You gotta try them. And you're gonna be like, really? I've never really heard of this. What do other people say about it? YouTube it, find this video, and I'm telling you, for me at least, I know it's not everybody, but for me, I would say absolutely love them, get it. I think you will too. If you don't, I'm sorry. Let me know in the comments why if you don't like them. But this is just one of those few things that I really do recommend to people when it comes up with sleeping. I'm like, dude, you gotta try bamboo sheets. Changed my life. I'll never go back to cotton again. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you next time.